Good morning, gang. Welcome back to 2004scape. Been a couple weeks since the last video, and I just wanted to do a little progress update, talk about a few things, the usual. Try to keep it a little bit more low-key than previous videos have been. So, got a trade here for some magic longbows. Let's do that. Nice. 10K magic longbow sale. That's great. I sold 10K yesterday also at there was the Verac West trading event. I was getting pretty clogged up on, I mean, I still have a lot of extra magic longbows, but if I sell 10K a day, then I'll be caught up. But yeah, I sold 10K in one trade yesterday, 10K in one trade just now. So things are looking good. I thought I was going to be getting up to like 50K plus magic longs pretty soon, which is a lot of money tied up. The price of them has dropped a bit. I was selling a few at first for like 1400 each, and now I'm selling for 1350, and that's when I've started to really move a lot. But that's still a pretty good price. I mean, the GP per XP on Fletching magic longs is still not too bad, so can't complain. Pretty nice day out today, so I've got the windows open. So if you hear any bird sounds or other random sounds, that's why. And I'm drinking some green tea. Actually, I recently went to Norway for a couple weeks with my girlfriend, and I met up with Vestfold, who a lot of you probably remember, the former rank 1 player on old school RuneScape for a year or two, back in like 2014-ish, I think. Pretty cool guy. I met up with him and his wife uh, in a town near where they live, and they gave me this loose leaf green tea, which I'm drinking right now. And I asked him like how they usually drink it, and he said they just put some of the leaves in the bottom of a mug or a cup and then pour hot water over it and then just drink it like that. So that's how I've been drinking it. I actually really enjoy it because I don't know, something like visually stimulating about the green leaves at the bottom of my cup. It looks kind of nice when I'm drinking it. And it's very kind of a nice mild green tea flavor. So yeah, I got 99 fletching not that long ago. I've been mostly doing fletching since the last video, though. A little bit of cooking XP whenever I get some raw sharks. I got a little bit more yesterday from the trade event to cook, and a little bit of fire making. Fire making is kind of my tier 3. Like, if I, it's basically like if I don't want to string bows and I don't want to AFK, cut unstrung bows, and I don't have any sharks to cook, then I'll fire make. And I basically, if I don't want to string bows, it means my hands hurt or my shoulder hurts or something, because string bows is pretty intense. But yeah, I got a few more sharks to cook today, so I'll probably get to those soon. And I got a good amount of U logs here too, so that's like 21 mil fire making XP right there. So that's a nice chunk that I can just kind of get to as my backup. It'll keep me always gaining a lot of XP. Okay, so for some reason I did not record anything or take any screenshots from the Verac West trading event yesterday, so lacking on content here, but there was probably like at least 1 or 200 people there at Verac West, just typing out or you're allowed to auto type every 10 seconds, so spamming out their trade messages, and then the person who always organizes it, his name's Mitch Mann. He did a basically like a drop party, but he sells all the items to the general store, and then people run back and forth. So I got some decent loot from that, and I got some good trades done. So I think it was around here is when it started. This is my spreadsheet of all my trades. So I think I got something like 10 or 15 trades here. I got some bowstrings, got like a couple thousand sharks. The 10K magic longbow sale was a nice one. Got some water runes, a few U logs. And the dragon bones I looted from the general store, so that was a free like 137K. And then I got a few inventories of regular energy potions also from the general store, so that was pretty nice. This is my kind of Uber spreadsheet. As you can see, I have logged 1,402 trades. So I started this pretty much, I think, within a few days of the game release, logging all my trades here, and then I have a lot of other stuff in here. I have a million bazillion tabs of like different skilling methods, calculating those out. I have one tab that's just like all skilling methods that I think are worth considering at all, basically. Maybe I'll make another video going through this in more detail if you guys are interested. I have a page with all of the item prices. These are, I update it periodically. This is basically the only manual data entry I have to do is item prices, and then everything else refers to these for GP per XP and all that stuff. So yeah, it's pretty neat. I enjoy doing this kind of stuff with games. I know a lot of people kind of just like to vibe out when they're playing video games, which is totally cool. But yeah, something very satisfying to me about like trying to calculate and min-max things and figure out optimal ways and to play the game and use my time and stuff. That's just me. Person wants to sell me 6K flax for 400 each. I went past it. I think that's a little bit high. Let's see. Yeah, flax is well, I have like a tiny bit left that I just want to sell, so I'm selling it cheap, but I could very easily be insta buying flax for 380, 390. So person might have to drop their price a little bit. But yeah, so I think in the last video I had like almost 100K flax and I sold all of it for bowstrings. Like I traded it all for bowstrings plus 50 GP each. So that's how I've been able to get so many bowstrings, because they've been kind of tough to buy for GP. At least, I mean, I could always raise my prices and buy more. But yeah, the flax trade was very popular with people. I was doing a whole load of those. So that was great. I'm glad that I did stock up on all that flax. The price of flax hasn't really gone up. If anything, maybe it's down a little bit. But I think it still made it a lot easier for me to get bowstrings compared to other people who didn't have flax prepared. So I guess that means that if I end up having a hard time buying bowstrings, then I might start buying flax also and continuing to offer that trade. But we'll see. I still have a decent pile of bowstrings right now. It's kind of what this, like doing any skills involving trading on this game is all about, is like trying to give yourself a buffer of enough of a resource stockpile that you can basically weather out the inconsistencies of the market, because trading here is kind of RNG. Like some days you sell, or some weeks you sell 10K magic longbows 2 days in a row. Some weeks you sell like 5K magic longbows in a whole week kind of thing. So it really just depends a lot on what other individual players are doing, since the market, like the whole player base is pretty small. The economy is pretty small. So it's not as variation proof as like a economy that's 10 times the scale or something like that. And along that line, like I always have to have sort of a backup plan also if I don't have any skills that I can do without trading someone for more supplies, and I don't want to try to overpay a lot. You got to have some skills that you can just do if nothing else is working out. Sort of like a directed graph, like if I'm in this situation, I do that. And it also kind of factors in like whether I need to AFK, whether I can focus, whether my body is in pain and telling me not to continue clicking a lot, that kind of thing. I kind of like that vibe of this game though. Like it makes the game feel a bit more alive and a bit more exciting when you can do the things that you really want to do, because you can't always do them. And it's not just about like slamming out the most amount of hours and being able to do the same exact thing super consistently all the time. Um, like somebody the other day, and I think in a Twitch chat or something, was talking about, are we going to do skilling competitions on 2004scape? And so far, I don't think there really have been any. And there is a website with EHP and everything. It's called Lost City Labs, and I've been one of the people helping to maintain those EHP rates. But it's a bit trickier to really define accurate and realistic EHP rates for this version of the game, because you can't just do anything you want all the time. Even like the efficient methods for a lot of skills, if you want to actually do the skill the most efficient way, you can probably only do it for like maybe a few hours a day or a few hours a week, even for some methods. And oftentimes that's enough to get you there if you plan to train every other skill. also, because you can do the rest of the skills while you're waiting. But yeah, for a lot of skills, you can't really just send it straight to 200 mil, even if you have the GP or something like that. So that's part of why I'm working on just past 17 mil fletching. Nice. I think that might put me at or close to a single digit rank in fletching right now also. But yeah, that's why I'm doing fletching and fire making and cooking, because I wouldn't be able to do just one of these probably if I was just trying to focus on one. So I probably won't be getting any rank 1 skills, but it's, I think, a more macro efficient way to play. I probably won't be getting a crazy high rank in general because I just don't have that many hours to play these days, but consistency takes you far, and I have that at least. Oh yeah, okay, so I need to pass detective. So I need like 17.5 mil for a single digit fletching rank. I'll be there soon, probably today. Yeah, high scores are looking pretty nice. I've got a few top page skills. Soon to have another single digit rank. Competition isn't too fierce, of course, but still very satisfying to see the numbers going up. I think I'm rank 4 for total XP right now. The wind just closed my door. And quite a bit lower rank for overall because I'm not really going for total levels yet. All right, so something big happened a few days ago that I should probably mention here. I decided to trade my party hats. For those who saw the last video, I have a purple and a white party hat. Purple one I bought a long time ago, and the white party hat was given to me by a player who quit. This guy's buying magic longbows. I'm going to give this guy a little bit of a deal. He said he needed 2,500 bows and has 3.3 mil, which is only 1320 each. Probably wouldn't usually go this low, but it's all right. Happy to make the sale. That's another thing about like how I handle trading and prices on this game, is that I usually kind of adjust my prices on the fly depending on how much cash I have available versus how low I am on supplies and stuff. So right now I have a lot of cash, so I probably shouldn't be offering deals like that. Like I should just wait until I get better prices, because I more need to raise my buy offers to spend down that GP than I do need to lower my buy offers and get even more GP I need to spend. But you know, you can make your own choices on the fly with trades, and yeah, get this guy doing some alks. So anyways, yeah, about the party hats. Yeah, so I saw that a blue party hat was for sale, and spent a couple days negotiating with Dead Botting, who is the person that is in GP crisis. Dead Botting is the one who had the blue. There was one other person that had one for sale, but I think it was priced a bit too high for me to even consider. But yeah, I decided to look into getting a blue party hat here since one was for sale. Personally, I don't really like the blue party hat that much, but I also don't wear any of my party hats because I go AFK all the time. I don't want to have the anxiety of like every time I leave my PC, I might get a random and die and lose my party hat. I still wear a Ring of Life, but I don't know if that's 100% guaranteed to always save me. So yeah, I probably spent less than like a few hours wearing party hats this whole time since I had them. So the reason I decided to move to a blue is because the blue party hat price is just always going up at a higher rate than the rest of the party hats. If I really had perfect foresight back in the day, I could have traded purple for blue plus GP, because purple used to be the most valuable when I got it. But yeah, I assumed that purple would remain the most valuable because it's supposed to be the most rare based on the chance from crackers. But I think in reality, maybe it's still rarer than blue, but it's pretty similar, and the demand for blue is just much higher. So basically, I was cutting my losses here and hoping that the trajectory continues. So yeah, traded purple plus white for blue plus a Santa plus approximately 80 mil in items, some of which I want, some of which I'm just going to sell. So I think it was a fairly decent deal. I'm not going to try to go into too much detail on how much I think every single rare item is worth right now. The numbers are insane and they keep changing, but I think that at current prices, Dead Botting got a slightly better deal than I did. If he can quickly sell those hats for like high prices, not sort of average prices, then I think he'll come out on top. But my hope is that long term, the blue will continue to rise even more compared to purple and white, and I'll be happy that I did the trade now. Wish I did the trade a long time ago, but can't change the past. So yeah, that was my reasoning there. And also it was kind of nice to get a little bit of a cash injection because I was pretty low on GP without being able to sell any bows for a while. So yeah, I previously had, I think, the rarest party hat. Now I have the most expensive party hat. And I also have a Halloween mask and two Santas, so I can sell one of these off at some point if I'm ever low on GP. I guess I can put on the hat just for the video. Yeah. It's a blue party hat, you know. This guy said, this is all your fault, I'm hooked. Yeah, I wanted to say thank you all for the nice feedback on the videos recently, and I got a lot of people typing to me in game saying like I started after watching your video, so it's cool to see lots of new players coming into the game, and yeah, I appreciate all the good vibes. Um, Along that vein, also, I wanted to say that as you can see, I have my PM on a lot of the time, so yeah, anybody can message me, which so far has been manageable, but I would say as someone who's a bit of, well, more than a bit of an introvert and yeah, what's the word? I don't think I was built to get as much viewership as I've gotten. I'm not really somebody who does well with a lot of attention or like being the focus. I'm usually more of kind of a person who's in the background behind the scenes IRL. So this is all to say, I guess, that I apologize if you message me in game and you don't always get a very energetic version of me or a very complete conversation. It's just that I'm an introvert. Sometimes I get a bit tired or overwhelmed by human interaction, even if it's over the internet. Had to wait for a train to go by there. And I have to keep my PM on for trading pretty much. Yeah, people have to be able to message me to say, I want to buy or sell this or that. It's not like an OSRS. So I rewatched some of my old videos from OSRS before the GE because I was kind of curious what the vibe of trading was like back then. And I think I usually had PM on friends still, and you just put your location because there were so many more people trading. You just like bank skill at Verac West and say, come Verac West World, whatever. And people just come to you and trade you. But this game doesn't have the same level of population to support that, so you got to be PMing people and choosing a world and a location and everything. But yeah, thank you everyone who has sent me kind messages in game or on comments or anything else. I hope you understand my perspective. Sometimes I just get a little bit overwhelmed. All right, it's time for a brief intermission of cat content. A few days ago, my girlfriend found these two cats on a shelter's foster website, and we both think that black cats are really cute, so we decided to foster them. They needed a place to stay for 2 weeks. So they're siblings, and one of them is probably twice the size of the other one, even though I assume they're from the same litter. The small one is very friendly, and the big one is very timid and scared. We've been calling the small one Sprite because she kind of looks like those dust sprites from one of those Studio Ghibli movies. And the big one we call Spooky because he's a little bit of a scaredy cat. We've been doing our best to get Spooky out of his shell a little bit, and once in a while he'll play with us a little bit. He doesn't let us pet him, but he will let us feed him treats from our hand. And it's only been a few days, so probably by the end of the 2 weeks we'll be able to interact with him a little bit more, but gotta meet each cat where they're at. So Sprite gets a lot more attention because she's always asking for it. One of the cutest things about Sprite is that she hasn't really figured out how to meow yet, so You can tell when she's trying to meow, but oftentimes it either makes no sound or it's just kind of a weird little click sound. She has had a few successful meows, though, that are extremely quiet, but solidly a meow. It might be difficult for us to let these cats go, so we might have just adopted 2 cats, but too soon to tell. Maybe you'll find out in the next video. Something cool here that I just saw via the PMod chat. I guess I maybe never mentioned also that I'm a PMod in this game now. I have been for a couple months, which just means that I can mute players that I report for 2 days, and my reports have like a higher priority to the whatever team, like the moderation team, like the yellow crown team, not the white crown team, or silver crown. Yeah, one of them reached out to me and they sent me like a application to fill out basically. So it's like they'll reach out to you if they think you might be a good PMod, and then you fill out the application and they choose some. So I think I, along with 5 others or 4 others, were made PMods at that time. There's a pretty significant amount of PMods in this game. Basically, I barely have to do anything really. It's just that I try to make sure that people are not being really mean to each other or breaking rules or whatever. But yeah, I guess it's also kind of like a closer point of contact to the moderation team and stuff. But anyways, yeah, so they sent this adventure log, which is something they've been working on and that I think will become available to everybody soon. Or maybe it already is and they just haven't announced it yet. But it shows my time played, which is cool. I wasn't really sure. So I'm at about 4,000, like just shy of 4,000 hours played so far. You get to see your recent events, and I think it just shows you your character from when you last logged out. So it's pretty neat, and it shows you recent events too. There was an adventure log earlier in the game, and then they took it down for a long time, and I'm not sure why, but they've been working on like revamping it. We used to use it to spy on people and like see if they were failing a lot of random events to see if it seemed like they were cheating or something like that. And you can just see what they've been up to in game. I should probably stop being lazy and do some cooking instead of just AFKing here. So let's get set up for that. Oops. Oh yeah, and I've been trying to clear out my bank too because I got a lot of crap from dead botting with that trade. I already sold most of it, but still have some steel bars and raw swordfish. I imagine Caligula or Hour will probably want these. He's I think he's rank 1 cooking now. He and Rando were facing off for a bit, but it seems like Rando maybe ran out of fish or something. But yeah, I'm probably gonna sell him all my lobsters that I fish and stuff. Yeah, I have a little bit of flax left that I'm just trying to sell or trade for bowstrings to get it out of my bank. I bought some headless arrows for too much each, and was thinking maybe I can passively get some arrow tips, and those are good fletching XP, and you can like make them while you're running to trades and stuff, but I've not been able to get many arrow tips yet, so I've just been trying to sell those and cut my losses, or maybe buy arrow tips. And I still have these stupid maple longbows, but I'm kind of just holding out for everybody else to sell off theirs, and then maybe the price will go back up a little bit, but I don't know. And games necklaces, those are out now, so I think I just withdraw one, use it, and then deposit it back so I don't have to like always go to the bottom of my bank to pick one out. And I have my fashion hats. I would really like to get my bank down to it like exactly a single page. I think that would be nice, but it will take some time. I might try to sell these super energies also, the 4 dosers. I made those for agility and then decided I didn't want to keep doing agility after 90 at Wildy course. So now they've just been sitting there for a very long time. All right, this is my usual cooking spot here, Drainer Village. I did a lot of the lobster cooking at Legends Guild, which is technically better because you can do it without moving at all. Like you light the fire and then you're standing there next to the fire cooking, and then you can bank from the same tile, whereas this you have to move one tile back and forth. So basically, this costs 1 tick or 2 ticks back and forth per inventory compared to Legends Guild. But I kind of like the vibes here better. It's a better spot for doing trades. And the Legends Guild, you can't really get a nice camera angle because the room is so small that you're completely surrounded by walls. I kind of like to have the lower camera angle so that you can see a little bit better. U-log. Yeah, a little pro tip here is that if you bank on the NPC instead of the bank booth, then you'll open the bank a tick faster because you can open the bank from up to 2 tiles away. So only a tick faster if you're not standing in front of the bank booth. If you are, then they're the same. But if you're not, like right here, I'm 1 tile away, so it'll open the bank the tick that I like on the next tick after I click this. Whereas if I go to use quickly, it will take an extra tick after that. So no regrets yet on choosing cooking gauntlets over goldsmith because I have just been using them and not training smithing as I planned. So I think I made the right choice. It's really just if my plans change dramatically, or also in I think like the first half of 2005, Dondekin's mine is released, which is the place. What's the quest that it's from? It's the mine where you like have to wear that golden helmet and you get shot through a cannon to go in there, and it's just got like a gazillion gold rocks, and you can bank the gold rocks with an NPC, but you have to pay like 20% of them or something. But that will definitely dramatically increase the supply of gold ore into the game because right now the best place to mine it is like near Brimhaven, that horseshoe mine, which is pretty slow. You're waiting on respawns. It's pretty far from a bank. So after that comes out, maybe I'll regret it a bit more because I think doing gold ore will become a bit more viable. It'll probably become cheaper. You could even mine it yourself there and just superheat it and drop the bars or something, which might be decent. But that also means that it will probably become a pretty good moneymaker for me. Like I won't want to actually use the gold, so I might mine the gold and sell it, and it might be decent and pretty chill to do. So looking into the future a little bit, this is the roadmap of game updates. We just had 274 a few weeks ago. Next client version will be 289, which is the first 2005scape update, January 17th. This one's a big one. Lots of iconic stuff here. Throne of Miscellanea, which means kingdom. Monkey Madness, though no Dragon Scimitar until a few months later. Castle Wars is going to be pretty fun. The Haunted Mine, which means we get the Salve Amulet, which gives 15% attack and strength boost, I think, against undead. Troll Romance, In Search of the Mire Key, and Karamja Dungeon is another big one. So that means metal dragons and dragon plate legs. So finally people will be able to wear full dragon armor. Most impactful one for my gameplay will probably be Throne of Miscellanea because that is going to introduce a huge amount of mostly coal into the game is what people will be choosing on this game. The other options will be herbs and fishing and woodcutting. There's no flax yet. So woodcutting would just be maple logs. There's no bird nests yet. So most people probably won't choose that until farming at least. And the fishing is just not very valuable. And the herbs are very valuable in this game, but the amount of herbs you get from Kingdom is pretty low. So flax would have to drop a lot, or not flax, coal would have to drop a lot in price for it to be worth switching to herbs or logs. And coal is like, I don't know, last I checked 500 or 600 GP each. I think it went as high as 700 at one point, but it dropped a bit. And once Kingdom comes out, everybody's going to be generating like a few hundred coal per day. Multiply that by probably at least 1,000 or 2,000 players, and that's going to be a huge impact on the market. So everybody gets a bit of GP. Coal is going to crash a lot, and that might mean that smithing with steel bars becomes a bit more viable. Might mean that iron ore becomes more in demand, or maybe it'll stay kind of the same. Probably means that cannonballs will drop a lot in price, and this is one update before Slayer, so that'll be good for people stockpiling cannonballs for Slayer. And then the next update with Slayer also includes the werewolf agility course, which I'm very much looking forward to because I think it will be about the same XP rate as the wilderness course, and it's not in the wilderness, which is great. If anybody from like who trained a lot of agility back in the day remembers exactly what the werewolf course rate was, that would be great info because it was changed on OSRS, and I don't think I ever really did it, but I think it should be close to 50k an hour. And if so, that's quite good. I think it'll be a bit more APM than wilderness course because you have to click, I think you have to click each stepping stone separately and click all those like little hurdles and stuff. But I don't mind a bit of extra APM if I can just do it consistently. And it might also require less energy potions, but I'm not sure. But for that course, you need 80 strength to never fail the zipline obstacle at the end. And I have 54 strength, so I'll be wanting to train my strength at some point before the update, I think, so I can be doing some agility when it comes out. So I've been thinking about how exactly I want to approach it. At first I was thinking maybe I'll wait until a haunted mine and then use the salve amulet and kill whatever, like skeletons or something. But there aren't that many undead monsters, and most of them don't have good drops, so it would really just be for XP. And I looked at how much of an impact it actually has, and it's not as much as it sounds like because you can't be wearing a strength amulet or a glory, so you're losing out on all that strength bonus. But it does generally give you like +1, sometimes +2 max hits, which is something like a solid like 5 to 10%, depending on your level. But I don't know if that will be worth it. But also with this update, we get Monkey Madness and the Haunted Mine, both of which give a lot of combat XP. And particularly Monkey Madness, I think will get me straight to almost 45 defense, which I'm going to need for the Berserker Helm for best DPS. So I was kind of thinking that I'll wait until then and do Monkey Madness, and then I can keep my defense level as low as possible. Don't really have any particular reason to do that other than that it's like better to train strength and attack before defense unless you really need it for some reason. And it would also, I guess, keep my combat level lower, which could be good, could be bad. It really depends. But I guess it's like a safer option. At least my options open more if I want to stay 45 defense. So that's kind of more why I'm thinking that I'll still wait until the next update before I train to 80 strength, is just for the combat XP rewards from quests. And maybe I'll try out using the Salve Amulet at some places, but I don't think it'll really be worth it. Because it probably would be best for me to just kill Chaos Druids, because I could earn a pretty good amount of money from looting all the herbs and selling them. So I'll also have to see if I want to bother spending the money for a Zamorak book. I think by then, they've already dropped in price a lot, but I think by then they'll be pretty affordable. Let's actually take a look at the Zami page prices. They're just called Torn Page 1, all of them. Yeah, so Page 1 for some reason seems to just be way rarer than the rest, even though the... yeah, like what is this? Why is Torn Page 1 like more than twice as much as Page 2? That's so weird. Yeah, so it looks like probably spending like 600k on 3 and then over a mil on the last one. So it's, I guess it's still like around 3 mil or so for the full book, but it's still gone down a fair amount since it came out. I think people were probably spending like 5 or 6 mil at least for the first few books, and then give it another month or two and I'm sure it'll drop more because people are always doing clues. I did end up filling my Saradomin book. I got all the pages for 25k, and then I think I spent 45k for the final one that I needed. So pretty good price, and you can say these funny things. But yeah, I mostly just wanted it for the fashion, but figured I may as well fill it and also I think I have to fill it before I can get the next one. I could also get the Guthix pages for I think like 50k each or something. But the Zamorak book is best in slot for a pretty long time, even though it makes very little difference. It's only attack bonus, so it's only accuracy, especially for Chaos Druids, wouldn't really matter. But it's best in slot for all 3 combat styles, And for melee is only replaced by the obby shield in later 2005. And for range and magic will remain best in slot for a very long time, I believe. So it's a good thing to have. And also, I can just drop it and reclaim it for free if I want to clear up the bank space, which is nice. But yeah, I guess the main question is like how much time will be between the next update and the Slayer update, because the update after next is just a couple weeks in real time, like in 2004 time away. And I think it's mostly already finished. Like I think a lot of Slayer has already been written. So it could potentially be short amount of time between those. And I would want to get my 80 strength done. And Chaos Druids are probably busy a lot of the time, so it's the kind of thing where I'd like go there, see if they're free, and if they're not, I do something else. So it's not like I can just grind it out all the time. But we'll see. I guess if I run out of cooking and fletching and fire making to do and I'm waiting on trades and I have nothing else to do, maybe I'll just start training combats anyways, even if it's before the next update. So I think that's most of what I had to talk about here. I'm very close to the next cooking rank, but I don't think I have quite enough sharks in my bank. I think these will just push me over. Maybe I do. It'll be very close. 25.1 mil XP, and I think this player Melty used to be rank 1 cooking, and they did all this XP in free to play like a year ago, more than a year ago, and just returned to the game recently. So they might be. I saw that they have a buy offer for some raw sharks, so they might be back getting into the mix again. Cooking has definitely become a bit more active since I started training it. With Rando and Caligula both zooming. They cook only lobsters, the two of them. I don't think either of them have cooking gauntlets. Inducted has had this XP for a long time. And then Dog, I think, got most of this XP from fishing with a special fishing plus cooking method. And Dog quit for a while and has been back recently. I haven't seen what he's actually been up to. But yeah, I don't think I'll be getting rank 1 cooking if if nobody else had trained cooking recently. I think I could have. But yeah, the shark supply is pretty slow. And that's all right. I'm not really going for rank 1 in anything. I'm just trying to play macro efficiently, get a lot of total XP, and make a good use of my time within constraints of my IRL situation and everything. But yeah, I think that's where I'm at right now. Thank you all for listening to the ramble. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if there's anything particular you want to see from 2004scape content, if there's like a guide or information about a certain aspect of the game, or I don't know, metagaming, spreadsheeting, EHPing. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all around.